Hello and welcome to another video and podcast from Fantasy Football Scout. My name is Joe and today I'm joined by Fantasy Football Scout Deputy Editor Tom Freeman, who will be revealing his Game Week 10 team. Welcome, Tom. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, Joe. Yeah, it's I've been off for a few days because it's the start of the half term
Oh,
here,
right.
so I'm still catching up a bit, but
Yeah.
managed to watch quite a bit of football over the
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, how are you? You
Yeah,
okay?
good. We've both got green arrows, which is good. We're both moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
Wild carded recently, so that's as it should be. So that is a good thing there. Before we get on, what we're going to do is we're going to be looking at see how Tom got on in Game Week 9, have a look at his Game Week 10 plans, and then we're going to focus on fixtures a little bit because there was an article last month I completely missed. And I work for Fantasy Football Scout, which is very remiss of me. So I wanted to flag it up, and it's an article about hop on and hop off points. I mean, it's something that's been done before, but it's the way the editor Neil has laid it out in terms of these fixture runs and where you can hop on and hop off, and it's done it in a sort of a line. Anyway, I'll put it up on the screen and you'll see that. I've asked Yellen, who does who organises these things, to put the link in the description as well. So that'll help whether you're listening to the podcast version or watching that as well, because just a really useful graphic and really simple. Just a reminder, do press that like button, does help us out. And do remember to subscribe, keep up to date with all our latest podcasts and videos and content. And also do check out latest membership offers at fantasyfootballscout.co.uk to help you get access to all the tools and gadgets to climb up your mini leagues. Okay, let's have a look and see how you got on in Game Week 9. 53 points, so yeah, above average, and a green arrow. Do you want to just go through your team and who you're happy with, who you're sad with?
Yeah, sure. So I had Pope in goal, who just got the 3 points. Better in front of him, we had Gabriel with 9 points, Diouf with one, and Truffert got 10. He was my transfer in last week for Anderson
Wow.
from Fulham. Talk about that again in a minute, but I'll just run through the rest of the team. I had Enzo with two, Semenyo with three, Saka with three, and then Eza with the goal and the bonus and 11 points.
Great.
Yeah. Haaland captain with four. I was quite happy to see him blank as a Villa fan. João Pedro two. Bowen got the really late assist on Friday night. He got five. And then on the bench, Dubravka, Xhaka, Mukwele, and Richards.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, must be pretty pleased with it. Eze, I mean, obviously Gabriel is brilliant. Trufer is a player, one of your players I cover, like I did with Brentford's Collins you had last year, just because he's an under the radar cheap pick that's getting more points. And I noted that the last 4 game weeks he's got more points than Senesi. So over the last 4 game weeks, Senesi, who is around about 500,000 cheap,
Yeah.
more expensive, is exactly the same for DEFCON potential. In fact, Truffaut's marginally better. And they both got an assist, both not got a goal. Truffaut's only in 2% of teams. Senesi's in 27%. But Truffaut's got 19 points. Senesi's 16. Both starting. Truffaut's had a couple of shots, but none on target. Senesi's had one with one on target. They both created a chance. So they're quite comparable. I like the cheaper one. Truffaut's a player I think I'm going to get when Bournemouth's fixture runs improve, and we'll look at that fixture run in a second. So yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good purchase for Anderson.
Well, I only had 4.7 million. So
Mm.
Senesi wasn't even an option for me.
No.
Senesi will do better for DEFCON, I'm sure. He has been good over.
Yeah.
But I only had that much money. The only other consideration was Michael Keane at Everton.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I would have gone for Keane, I would have been more inclined to bench boost this week. The fact I've gone for Truffert kind of rules that out because they're away at City.
Yeah.
But I'm going to delay that for a bit. I really like this fixture from a clean sheet perspective. And then he obviously surprisingly got the DEFCONs as well, and he got the bonus. So that was a kind of a nice 5 point swing over Senesi, who
Yeah.
is really highly owned. So yeah, happy with that immediate transfer. I mean, the season on a whole, it's a bit of a slow burner. You can remember, Joe, probably, I think in game week 5, I was ranked about 8 million or something. So we're slowly, I've had green
Yeah.
arrows since. We're slowly moving in the right direction
Def-
again.
Definitely. Well, I mean,
Next target just quickly is 1 million.
well,
And that's, I think I'm 30-ish points off that.
I'm going to say, like, so I was where so you're 2.7 million at the moment, which is an amazing, considering you're like 7 million or something a little while ago. and I'm now 740,000,
Okay.
but that that is in a couple of moves, so a couple of weeks or so, where I was where you are.
Yeah.
So that's how quick it is. So within 2 or 3 weeks, you could easily be, but in the top million. I mean,
Yeah, that's the aim. Yeah.
fingers crossed I want to stay here, and I can't see any reason why you won't be, because you've wildcarded, because your team's in good shape, and because you've got that flexibility move around, and you've got the bench boost and things like that
Yeah, we've
left
still
as
got a
well.
free hit to play as well,
Yeah,
which
free hit.
I
Yeah,
haven't really considered too much. I'm just kind of waiting for a
yeah.
week when it needs it,
I
without penciling in a specific game
Yeah,
week.
I think it's going to be. You're just going to know a week where you just
Yeah.
like it's just going to stand out as like, oh, I'm going to do terribly this week, but okay for the other weeks.
Yeah,
Or
sure.
it's just going to be one of those sort of Christmassy ones where we just get a steer. The managers say, I'm going to rotate this week, and then you're looking at your team and you're thinking, okay, I'm going to get these sort of subbed in players that don't usually get a start.
Yeah, it's quite a nice position to be in with it. We're not normally in this position where we can just use a free hit and a random game week. It's
Yeah,
almost very focused on a double game week, or a blank game week or something like
yeah,
that. So, yeah, hopefully we can keep on moving. I think it's 5 green arrows in a row now. So
yeah,
hopefully just keep on
yes.
with that. And the team, as we move on to it in a second, it actually looks pretty good this week, I think.
Yeah,
So.
definitely. Well, let's have a look and see how this is going to look in game week 10. Do you want to just run through your team, who you're going to captain, and what
Yeah.
move you're considering?
Yeah, so I've got Pope in goal away at West Ham. Got three defenders: Gabriel away at Burnley, Richards at home to Brentford, and Mukwele at home to Everton. Four midfielders: Enzo away at Spurs, Semenyo away at Man City, Saka away at Burnley. He's my vice captain at the moment, and then Eze as well away at Burnley. Haaland captain at home to Bournemouth,
Mm-hmm.
João Pedro away at Tottenham, and then Bowen at home to
Mm-hmm.
Newcastle. And then on the bench, I've got Dubravka against Arsenal, Xhaka at home to Everton, Diouf at home to Newcastle, and then Truffert away at Man City.
Yeah.
So I've got one free transfer,
Mm-hmm.
got zero point 0.2 million in the bank. So there's an obvious move there,
Yeah.
which I think 99% of the
Yeah.
community are either
So
going to
what's
do or have done.
so I'm going to say it's probably Pedro to Mateta.
Yeah, I mean that's the move. I've actually got nothing in the bank because there's point 0.2. I think Mateta's 7.7 now, isn't he?
Yeah, he went
Pedro's
up
down
last night.
7.5.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got to keep on that. If that's the move I want to do, I might need to go a little bit early. I'm not too worried this week about that because I've
No.
got Xhaka first on the bench. I don't hate that if I have to bring him in for whatever reason. If I do value the information a bit more and I want to hold off, it would then be a Bowen switch who's a little bit more, gives me a little bit more leeway with
Yeah.
it. So I can bring in, but I think I'd rather sell Pedro.
Yeah. I would.
We've given him plenty of opportunities. There's this fitness thing going on. Yeah, I think he'll be rested in the EFL Cup tomorrow,
Yeah.
but even so, I think that's the move to
Well, that's
make.
it. I mean, no matter how bad West Ham are, Bowen is still ticking along with the odd
He
points,
is.
whereas Pedro's
Yeah,
just not
yeah,
getting any shots or
yeah,
chances. I've already made the move to Mateta.
yeah.
I did it on Sunday, and it was Jokeres in my case. Even though he's
Okay.
got Burnley, it's just Burnley's a good fixture, and I can accept he'll brace in that, no doubt. But I don't want him beyond that. I don't think Sunderland's a good fixture, and the fixtures beyond, I just don't scream Jokeres. From what I've seen so far, they just don't scream Hall.
Yeah,
Burnley,
that's fair
however, could
enough.
be. But I did that mainly because of money, really, because I could tell all these players were going to go up. The likes
Yeah,
of Munoz, I don't have.
yeah.
Maybe Sarr if I want him. Meanwhile, other players might go down, and I could
I,
just see that happening. And I didn't. With three free transfers for me, I felt okay with that because
yeah.
if Mateta gets injured, so be it. I'll just park him on the bench, or if I have to remove him, so be it. Because they play Liverpool, so there's a risk there. But I just don't think so. I think you can go early with that one
I
because you
think
do
so
have a
because,
bench.
but yeah, because I had originally penciled in this week to bench boost, so
Yeah.
I've got two players there. Dave is probably going to concede at home to Newcastle, but
Mm,
if he plays a wing back role, he's been a really bad signing. I will admit that, but I don't hate if I
no.
had to bring him in, I could do that.
Yeah.
The only other consideration, if I didn't want to do that Mateta
Mm,
transfer, would be to take out Truffer for maybe somebody who's got a good fixture this week, like Van Hecke. We spoke about it
yeah.
last week,
Mm,
and bench boost. But I
okay.
don't think I think I need some Palace attack this week. I
Yeah.
haven't got anything.
Yeah.
So
That's
that I think is the move.
That's the same with me. I mean, had no Palace. I'd like to get one, two, maybe even three. The other thing is with Van Heck, with Brighton. Yes, they have got good fixture run, but they haven't got any clean sheets yet.
Yeah,
And Van Heck, he has got some more routes to points, DEFCON
yes,
and goals. And we spoke about that. I do urge people to watch or listen to the show that I did with FPL General yesterday. It's still on the YouTube channel, still podcasts, because it's looking at defenders with multiple routes to points. So it's looking at defenders, the double-digit defenders, of which
yeah.
Van Heck can be. So he's not too bad. He just doesn't fulfill that criteria that I like about defenders, which is
Clean
clean sheets,
sheets. Yeah, the basics.
the
Yeah.
basics. But yeah, he's a reasonable one. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Pedro to Mateta just seems. I mean, even
It
Bowen to
seems
Mateta's fine.
obvious. It all looks a bit obvious when you see that team. I like Saar as well from Palace, but I'm happy with my midfield for
Yeah.
now. I don't feel like I want to tinker with that at all. So yeah, that's the plan at the moment, and I might have to make an early transfer.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put up this graphic, which is about the hop on and hop off points for teams and the fixture one. This is from game week 1 to 19, and then the next picture I'm going to put up is homing in on the important bit for us, game weeks 10 to 19. Also, this is quite small because it's games 1 to 19, but it just gives you a flavour of the simplicity of this, and it really helps. Because I like to keep the games as simple as I can. And this shows the teams in order of where their sort of good fixture runs go. So the white areas on this, so for those listening to this, it's got a fixture run. So for example, it's got say fixture run for Chelsea from game week 9. They had Sunderland, then Tottenham, Wolves. I mean, they didn't beat Sunderland, but nevertheless on paper it was a good fixture, and a quite good fixture run with only Arsenal as the problem in game week 13, carrying on right up to game week 16 where they got Everton. The white areas are the big blocks of where the fixtures are not as good. There might be the odd good fixture there, but so it gives you an idea of it's like a wave. It's like surfing FPL where you're just trying to hit those waves. So you've got that wave of, say, for example, this would show Everton good fixtures game weeks 1 to 7. And so you're riding that wave, and then you can hop off then for Everton, and you can hop on to one from game week 8 onwards with good fixtures. So, for example, that may be Crystal Palace, although they did have Arsenal. It could be Arsenal,
West
Ham,
Ham.
Arsenal themselves. So he's looking at fixtures. Obviously, it doesn't take into account current form. Sunderland, Leeds, Burnley, actually quite good form-wise at the moment. Aston Villa are improving. West Ham are atrocious, but they might get better.
Yeah, and this was put together at the start of the season, so we had that perception of the newly promoted clubs back then.
Yeah.
But I still think it's really useful.
Still
I mean,
valid.
I think it's really good for planning purposes,
Yeah.
just so you can kind of be aware of the teams that you want to be jumping on and when.
Okay, so let's have a look in detail then from game weeks 10 to 19, and we can sort of focus on with your decisions as well, and I might bring in some of my own decisions as well. So this shows from game week 10. So you're looking at from the game week 10 block. It shows that Chelsea are a team you can still invest in, although question marks on Pedro, Enzo Fernandez, Chalabar, Pedro Neto if you've got him. These are all still good picks from game weeks 10 through to 16. So they've got Tottenham, Wolves, Burnley. Arsenal's a problem, but then they've got Leeds, Bournemouth and Everton. Everton, you can happily hop off them. They've got a few good fixtures, but they're not great. Nottingham Forest, you can happily hop off. A few good fixtures, but not great. Sunderland fixtures actually drop off a cliff a little bit, so you can happily hop off them. Although they do have Everton. So as I said, it's not blanket. It's just keeping it simple for transfers. Tottenham's fixtures aren't great either, but we've seen that their assets can do that in not great fixtures, do well in good, not great fixtures. Aston Villa's fixtures not great. Wolves fixtures are okay, I think, but for Wolves, they don't have a sort of a nice fixture block there.
Yeah.
So they do have Fulham game week 10, but they've got Chelsea, then Crystal Palace, Aston Villa. They do have Nottingham Forest in game week 14, but it's not a nice fixture block really. There. Crystal Palace are interesting. This is where their fixture block starts, which is why content creators are going mad for Palace assets. Brentford at home, Brighton at home, Wolves away, Manchester United at home, Burnley away. Brilliant. Arsenal's good fixtures still continue with Burnley, Sunderland, and then they've got Tottenham. Burnley themselves, they do have Arsenal, but they've got that West Ham game. They got Brentford as well in the mix, so they're okay. You can stick with them a little bit. Similarly with West Ham, if you think they're going to improve, they do have Burnley and Brentford. Newcastle, they just carry on being good right up until sort of game week 16. There's an interesting change here from game week 12, which is where suddenly you get Bournemouth, Liverpool,
Yeah.
Manchester United, Brentford, and Man City fixtures all improve around game week 12, 13, which is why game week 1, a few content creators were saying, I'm going to play my wildcard game week 12, and they never did because their team was pants. So, but ideally, we would all like to play a wildcard in game week 12 because the fixtures really change then.
They do, yeah. And we've got to start thinking about that, even though we haven't got our wild cards, Joe. I think we'll be all right for Bournemouth. I
Yeah,
think that we'll have Haaland
yeah,
from City, but
yeah,
then I think Brentford are surprising us all
yeah,
in recent weeks. Can we find a spot for Igor
yeah.
Thiago to the penalty at the weekend? Brian and Bomo now is a genuine option over Fernandes. How are we going to approach that? Liverpool is the tricky one.
Yeah,
Because where do you go at the moment?
yeah.
Gakpo came off early at the weekend. Not doing enough at the moment
No.
to say we need to invest then, but a lot can change in that time. We're talking about a swinging game week 12, so we've still got a couple more matches before that to see them in, plus Europe and plus the EFL Cup. So let's see how it looks in a few weeks' time.
Yeah, definitely. So this shows here, as you said, with Man City, arguably with rotation at the back still, and in midfield, players like Marmoush coming back, they could be interesting. We could do. I'm quite happy just to have Haaland for Leeds at home, Fulham away, Sunderland at home, really good. Crystal
I
Palace
think
away,
so.
tough. Then West Ham at home, and they've got Sunderland in the mix as well away, which could be tough. But
You could potentially
it's
look at somebody like Donnarumma
yeah,
if
definitely
you
you
wanted
can
that nailed
yeah
person
if you
from
want
the back line.
definitely, and it's Brentford I think are particularly interesting and very doable. I'm personally looking at getting Thiago in and actually switching from a 3-5-2, 4-4-2 to a sort of 3-4-3,
Yeah.
4-3-3, because Thiago is very doable. Around 6 million, and he starts with Burnley at home, game week 13. Game week 12, they got Brighton, so that's not so bad. Brighton always conceding, and apart from Arsenal, there's some really good fixtures: Leeds, Bournemouth, Tottenham, all the way up till Christmas, and New Year. So yeah, Manchester United. I've got Bruno Fernandes. I'm probably not going to make that switch to Brian and Bomo, but I could
I
do.
don't think you have to.
No, you
Yeah,
don't
I
have
think
to.
that. Yeah, I mean, and
No.
he got the brace at the weekend, and I think he's a genuine rival now. But
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
I think Fernandez will. I think he will continue to do okay, just because he's got that many routes to
Yeah.
points. You saw it at the weekend. He got the
Yeah.
DEFCON, didn't he? He's still on
Yeah.
penalties, so there's still got a lot going for him.
Yeah, so Manchester, Liverpool, that is the problem area. I don't have any Liverpool.
Mm,
You don't have any Liverpool. Lots of people don't have any Liverpool. There will be interest in Salah, but he's going to go to AFCON around the
yeah,
game week 16, 17 mark. He could be good. He has scored. He's looked okay, but it's just that price. It's just overpriced.
I think the AFCON thing is key because how are Liverpool going to approach that spot on the right? We've seen Frimpong play out, we've seen
Yeah,
Ekitike play out there on that
yeah.
kind of side in Europe. So is he going to have a settled replacement there? And if Ekitike was going to be playing regularly on that side, but quite close to Isak once he's fit,
Yeah.
that could be an option.
That could be an option, definitely. There, we might actually see some clean sheets for Liverpool as well with those
Maybe,
fixtures.
yeah.
Bournemouth, obviously, we a lot of managers have Semenyo already. I have Senesi, but I am looking to make that a bit. It's quite complicated with my team. I can move Senesi out and get Truffert in a sort of a hokey cokey that involves me avoiding his bad fixture. But I think Truffert is a genuine replacement there. Fulham are interesting because their form's not so good, and Anderson is
Yeah.
the one we want probably.
Well, hi, I had him with the intention of playing him this week.
If he's back, I'll probably move for him.
Yeah.
I think. But Wolves at home, game week 10. Then Everton, Sunderland, Tottenham. Does have City and Crystal Palace, but also Burnley in the mix. And also Brighton's fixtures continue. So with Brighton, you have to be aware they're not going to keep clean sheets, but they will score. So Welbeck, Minter.
Have you got Minter?
I've got Minter.
Joe?
I'm
Yeah.
happy with that.
Okay.
I'd be happy if I had Welbeck. Welbeck, Minter, Van Heck, I think would be the three there to consider. I wouldn't advocate a triple up, but if you're considering a Brighton asset, one of those three would be really good. And
I could be tempted by the midfielder, I think.
yeah, Minter. Yeah, so it depends where you, with certain teams, isn't it? Where you've got a place. If you're looking for a midfielder, then great.
Yeah,
If you're looking
maybe game week 12, because I think I'd probably try and avoid. I'm not going to be able to do it this week because I'm going to prioritise Mateta. I don't think I'll bring him in for an away match at Palace.
Yeah.
But then after that, Brentford, Forest, Villa, West Ham, Liverpool, Sunderland. It's a pretty good run.
it's worth noting that Brighton fans don't like Leeds. So there may be some needle there.
Okay.
When Leeds have come down in the past, they've been worse than Palace, and that's usually kicks off.
Right.
So there's no, there's no neutrals going. Oh, I hope Leeds stay up, and no, it's like they want them to go down.
Okay.
So just be aware of that. There may be similar needle with Leeds as well. There, Newcastle's are still good on the whole. The fixtures there. So yeah, I just found this quite interesting looking at the fixture blocks to go for. I mean, it's not saying totally avoid Tottenham or Wolves or Aston Villa, but just saying that there's other teams here with a stronger run of fixtures.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. I mean, with my team Villa, we have been improving recently, and I was looking at the fixtures coming up, and I think it's the Leeds match which starts off. So they play. Let me just So they've got Leeds, Wolves, Brighton, Arsenal, West Ham, and I'm kind of you can see why it's been blocked out on that graphic because it's not a strong enough. There's not 5 or 6 fixtures in a row which are good enough.
It's two.
So yeah,
Leeds and Wolves, game week 12, game week 13. That's Villa time. But the rest of it is like maybe the Brighton game for the attackers.
Yeah,
but Liverpool up next, Bournemouth, and then
so it's very team dependent, isn't it? It's can you afford to be making these transfers for maybe 2 or 3 game weeks and then moving the player on? If you've accumulated 5 transfers, you might be in a really good position to do that. If you're looking to build transfers, you want to be looking at these big runs so you can get that player in and leave them for a prolonged period.
And just one other thing, because obviously this was done a month ago. Is one change is Manchester United have emerged as quite a potent attacking force. So they've got Nottingham Forest away and then Tottenham. So I mean, I would argue that now is a hop on Manchester United time.
Yeah,
even though they're both away, it's Nottingham Forest and Tottenham. I can definitely see Manchester United scoring.
Again, that just shows from the start of the season when this was done. Forest, that was a very tough fixture going to this ground, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And now that's been flipped. And okay, Dyche has come in and he might tighten them up a little bit, but I still think if you're looking for a United player, it's fine to go now.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, well, I hope that's been of use to everyone watching and listening. So if you're listening to it, it's quite. Hopefully we've sort of gone through that, because obviously we're aware that you can't see it because you're listening to it, but we have got there'll be a link in the description, so do have a look at that, and I hope that's of use there. So yeah, good luck with your decision, Tom. Good luck everyone watching and listening, and good luck with the game week. Take care. See you soon.
Thanks, Jane.